But I mean, yes.
Would anybody mind awfully if I went and got myself a quick beverage?
No, do that.
Would you care either or?
Well, yes. If you're desperate for time and you want to crack on, I'll crack on.
Oh no, get yourself a drink. You deserve it.
Thanks. Wait a minute.
Now Phil's back.
You're talking to yourself.
Yeah, I've got no one else.
Oh, we've lost him as well.
Yeah, he also got thirsty.
And he's back.
Just exciting orange squash.
It's always nice leaving the recording booth when KJ is just sitting there, because it's like how I envision a dog thinks of you while you're gone. Because it's my turn to do the edit, and every time I do the edit and we've done a beverage run, then KJ is just like, yeah, all right then, maybe he's out doing that, and yeah, that's nice, and yeah, just looking forward to them getting back. It's like it's a very happy intermission for the recording. That,
is there ever any spite there? Like, no, it's fine. You go off and get a drink.
Yeah,
you know,
just, yeah.
I mean,
like you need it. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
The professionals among us may have made sure that we had enough drink for the whole recording, but no, you go and get a drink. No, it's fine. It's fine. You do you.
I just enjoy 5 minutes to myself.
So yes, the feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Well, not feedback, but an anecdote. I was saying last week, if we can all remember last week, all that time ago, about how in the UK it's if you've got the right paperwork, you can be buried in your own garden.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tim was telling me that apparently someone quite close to where he lives is buried in their own garden, and he was quite an eccentric chap.
You don't say.
Yeah, he's buried in his own garden, and his gravestone isn't even his gravestone. It's just a gravestone that he'd bought at some point in his life.
A second-hand gravestone.
Second-hand gravestone marks his grave, but it's not his name on it. Brilliant.
But I mean, I kind of get it. You get a second-hand one, and then you grind off, and you put some new in. But even better, in Norway, it's now very easy to change your name. It's just you go on an online form, and you use the bank ID to identify yourself, and you just what you want your new name to be. Press send, and then they do a vetting that you're not doing one of the names that are deemed not fit for use, and then you have a new name within a day or two. So of course,
really,
yeah, I got
that's a lot cheaper than a headstone.
Exactly, because they are expensive. So if you get one secondhand, and all right, I guess I'm John Johnson now, and then you just change your name, voila.
Exactly.
I mean, the funeral were really fun, but now we lay to rest. Well, yeah, Dad got a good deal on a headstone, so now his name is Dead Face.
Exactly. No, it's really weird. No, my mum was later in life known as John Smith. Yeah.
Or
it's really bad if it is the son that. Well, I got this headstone, Mom. So can you fill in this paperwork? What's this? Just a name change. Just sign it. It's fine.
Yeah, or I mean, these are very specific and probably hard to come by. So you might have to shell out on your own stone, but you could change your name to John Doe, and then you would get one of those tombstones. Here lies John Doe. 1982 to whatever year this is.
Yeah.
Or is that an American John Doe? I feel that is John Doe. Do you have a similar or different kind of like the unknown soldier name in the UK?
We do, but I can't remember what it is. It's not John Doe, though.
No.
It might even be John Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
Because it's a very, very common name.
Yeah.
Smith.
Smith, like Smith.
Wait. We're in the half pint.
We can Google.
We can Google. Right, I'm going to Google that.
Yeah, you do that. Just do that before I have some making related. So yeah.
You got some making left?
I have very much making left. I mean, my entire future is filled of lists of making.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel I have to organize my list and try to put it in some reasonable order because, yeah, the ideas are more plentiful than the time, and I can't wait for winter to be over so you actually can be outside and have a nice time.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's gonna be the monkey in my wrench this year.
The monkey in my wrench. I love that. That's a saying.
I just got a quote for concrete, and that means that I'm 95% ready to pull the trigger on the garage build this year, and that means that in April, May, whatever is hot enough, I'm gonna build a frame for a concrete slab, and then the company's gonna come and pour that down, and then I will have a perfectly square, level concrete pad in my driveway, and then it's just getting some materials throughout the summer and build some framing for walls, and then it's going to be a Saturday where I'm going to drum together some family to erect the walls and screw them together, and then need to order some roof things. Don't know what they're called in English, and then it's going to be another Saturday with some friends to put the roof up, and then everything else can be done through the autumn and winter and so on. But yeah, and I'm realizing it sounds very easy, but it's going to take a lot of time and thinking and head scratching and I have to redo this, and that's going to cut into my other making time thing. So,
But the thing of having designated this weekend we are going to do it and inviting people, then you just have to be ready for that, so that then you can't drag it out too much.
Yeah,
so I think that's good.
And it would be nice. I remember Stian said that just to give the word for a day, then might show up and lend a hand. And it's always nice. We built a deck for a friend a few years ago, and I think it was his uncle who was a carpenter, a master carpenter in Norway, and he knew what needed to be done in what direction and so on. And then, of course, we were a lot of guys with drills and screws available, and he just came in. All right, you need to cut all these into such and such, and you do this and you do that, and just having one person who actually knows what he's doing, and some other chaps with not all 10 thumbs. I mean, you can get a lot done in a day.
Yeah.
So if you just plan a bit ahead and you get someone over who knows how this actually needs to go together, I am thinking that if you have the pre-made walls erected and everything, you could have a decent watertight roof within a day. And then, of course, the siding and everything I can do in the afternoons and whatnot. And, of course, the insulation and everything indoor. As long as you have a watertight shell, then it can take the time it needs, actually.
Yeah. So, Phil, did Google give you a result?
Yeah, it is John Smith or Joe Blogs.
Joe Blogs?
Joe Blogs.
Oh, yeah.
What would blogs be referring to? Because I guess it's not weblog.
No, BLOGGS, Joe blogs or Fred blogs, placeholder names primarily used in the United Kingdom to represent an average man. The name blog, blogs, or bloke are believed to have originated in the East Anglian region of Britain, Norfolk or Suffolk.
So it just means person.
Person. Yep.
Blog. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
That's it.
Now you know.
Who would have thought we actually learned something today?
There we go.
That's not every day.
Just a bunch of Joe blogs.
Yeah, well, definitely.
John blogs.
So, what is that yellow beverage, Phil? Or did you actually disclose that before I got back?
It's not avocado. Unfortunately. No, it's orange squash.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
He claims
exciting.
that it is, and we can't test him.
Yeah, but actually, that sounds really good. I have the pink variety, because of course, selling the car, I wanted to celebrate. So I'm going to have myself a gin and tonic, because
Very
my
nice.
wife brought me a bottle of gin from Denmark, and then I popped in an ice cube and poured in the gin, and oh yeah, you forgot tonic. All right, what else do you have? All right, I have a whole bottle of Aperol. I mean, that works. And then I tasted it, and it is a bit on the sugary side. So yeah, you need some. So then I found some Spanish. It's some citron lemonade thing that I got for Christmas, and yeah, that made it not as sugary. And it turns out I'm not
Quite the
going to say
cocktail you've
really
made
well,
there.
but yeah, it's yeah.
So you're a cocktail mixer now.
I'm very
You're
much
a mixologist.
Yeah, that's the fancy word.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. What's his name? He played in one of the newer Star Wars. He played the villain. What's his name again? All right, yeah, we're in the half fight. I can actually.
Is that Adam Driver?
Yes, Adam Driver. Adam Driver and some other major star they've probably done a movie together. So they're sitting in an interview session with an interviewer, and she asked the question that everybody.
You've muted yourself.
Yeah.
And he's blissfully unaware of the fact as well.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
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 And there is back. I did not push anything. I did not realize it was on mute. Maybe someone else muted.
I thought
it
you were
for
just
me.
going to come back in and go,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and that's why Adam Driver is no longer allowed to carry bananas on public transport.
No, I just remember the interviewer said, "All right, so what do you prefer, beer or cocktails?" And of course, the other guy said, "Like, oh, beers." And Adam Driver just like let out the biggest sigh, like, and the other guy turned to him, "Wait, are you a cocktail?" "Yeah, I'm a cocktail man." And I've come to the same realization. I enjoy a beer every day, but yeah, if I get the choice, cocktail. And I'm not sure if it is anything else than me being a Norwegian and alcohol is cheap. So if I ever get a choice, I will choose the cocktail because it usually have higher alcohol contents. Because the main goal of every social event is to get pissed as fast as possible.
I feel cocktails are wasted on me, same as fine wine, because I have it so seldom that I don't have the palate for it, and I don't have the means to appreciate it as you should.
It's not. You should stop saying that. It's. Do you enjoy it? Yes. It's like in the workshop. I'm
Well,
not
that
the best.
depends.
I'm not the best woodworker, but still, I go down there and I whittle some wood and yeah, sew some leather. It's not great, but I enjoy it. It's the same with drinks.
Mm. I'm with you on wine, though. I can't get into wine. I just don't like it. And what
That's
I know about wine is very, very limited. You know, there's red wine, white wine. Mix them together, you get rosé.
yeah. I mean, it's fair. I mean, if you don't like it, then
Yeah.
don't. Then of course you don't need to. Yeah, I learned all this, and yeah, this is from the region of Le Bourgogne in France, and then like, but I don't drink it at all. But I spent my entire life learning. No, I mean,
I,
if you don't like it, it's a waste of time. Then of course.
I think the problem with both of those is that I don't know what I like because I haven't had enough. And I had some that's okay and some that I don't like. But so far, I can't really remember either wine or a cocktail that I really loved. So, yeah, it might be that.
He's muted himself again.
God
Something
damn
is
it!
muting him.
What is it? I
I
haven't
don't
touched
know, but
anything.
you're editing this week, aren't you?
Yes, I
Yes.
am.
Just trying to make yourself easier. Yeah, half pint, 15 minutes. Don't know what happened.
I'm putting in this muted segment so I know where to cut between this.
This kind of feels like the Instagram ad break. Is that something you've been feeling as well? When an Instagram pauses for 5 seconds for you to watch an ad.
No.
What? You have that on Instagram?
Yeah, I think it claims I haven't done some kind of a setting or given them permission to harvest my data fully or something like that. So then it pauses sometimes for 5 seconds. So I have to watch an ad before I can scroll past it. But then I just close the app instead. So I guess everyone loses on it.
Yeah. You know, it is sad that, because I feel they are losing out. I I realized today that the kids were occupied, so all right, now I have 5 minutes to my self. So all right, I'll make my 2 slices of bread. I'm just gonna sit down and enjoy those and watch a video on YouTube. And of course, I ended up eating those 2 slices of bread while I'm scrolling to try to find something interesting to watch. And I'm just scrolling, and there's just real, vertical, whatnot, and then not a single thing that I wanted to click on. And even on the subscribe tab, it's like it doesn't give you anything of the things that you want to see. And I mean that's a pivotal point. I mean, if I can't go to the bathroom or make a slice of bread or anything and find something that I would like to watch for the next 10 minutes, then I'm out.
That's what the watch later list is for.
Yeah.
But my watch later list often contains
But
videos over 30 minutes of length because those are the ones I don't get around to watch.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because you see those videos and you go, oh, that looks really interesting. I definitely want to watch that. But
yeah.
where the hell am I going to find 45 minutes to sit down and watch this uninterrupted?
Yes.
Exactly. And when I need something, and then I scroll through that list, and oh, this list is made of an old version of me. I have changed now. This list is no longer relevant, and that's why I realized that I'm progressing relatively quickly, actually, because after 2 week, then that doesn't feel relevant to me anymore.
That was
And I'm
last
not.
week, me.
Yeah. New week,
What was
new me. Yeah.
that guy thinking? So, in what direction are you traveling? If you're changing that much.
That's that's the thing, though. That's that's hard to put a finger on.
That's none of your damn business.
Yeah, but speaking of Instagram, I realized that it's so much better with the suggested content turned off. But I think you can only pause that for like 30 days at a time. And then it's really hard. I always have to ask my wife how you turn it off because I never remember, and she does for some reason. It's
Yeah.
nice.
All right.
Well,
Sophie, if you're listening, just send me the recipe. DM me. I need that, please. Thank you.
I'm sure she can make it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's it's funny that when I got a new phone, and of course it comes with some apps pre-installed and whatnot, and you boot it up and you start downloading things, but before you log on to Google and all your accounts, then you get to see the world of social media through untinted glasses or spectacles or whatever.
Yeah.
And once you log in and it's you, and then they just all right, here's all the rubbish that you want to see according to what we have stored about you. But before you log on to something, and you get the raw feed, kind of like there's a lot of crap there. But there are some nuggets that the algorithm would never show you. But it is fun though. I think it was on Instagram. I turned off that function that it gives you at some point. They rolled out the function where you can go back to the olden guys days, that you see the feed as it's being posted. Everything is random. I was kind of hopeful because I remember the good old days. You could find people doing weird stuff, and you could like, all right, I did not know about that, but that is kind of cool. And then I clicked on it, and then I realized in the 5, 6, 7 years since that was a thing, social media has changed. So when you turn off the algorithm and you go into that, and it's 90%, it feels like young women influencers that are play, and it's very obvious that they have all read the same manual on what should be the first look, no matter if it's a rose garden manual, or if it's how to make your own tin cans or whatever. You have to have this as the first picture with you have to pout your mouth, and you have to look in that direction and use this filter. There was no diversity there, and it's kind of sad.
yep.
Yeah.
It's like
Even
it's like high
creators have become homogenized.
yeah, it's like high school again. Like, yeah, we are all independent and individuals, and yeah, but you're all wearing the white Adidas sneakers and the black sweater and the same jeans. No, 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 we are very much individuals, and yeah, no, the world is gone down the pisser, and
Or you just old.
yeah,
Good morning.
yeah.
Is this where I pick up the hell? Yes. Is it fresh? Yes. And the hand carts are by the door, sir. Very good. Very good.
uh, the latest Welcome to Night Vale episode I listened to, they had some wisdom words in the beginning. I said, "Have you tried turning it off and not turning it on again?" And I felt that might be the solution.
I've seen that. Request. So, I've get out. Honestly, it's not gin.
Something far worse. It's just raw fentanyl.
It's just rubbing alcohol. It's cheap and effective. I've seen that said about the British weather, because for some places now it hasn't actually stopped raining since the new year, and people have just been saying, if we turn the weather off and on again, do you think it will just reset it? Like, we need some factory settings here.
Can you really be a part of Britain, great or not, if it doesn't rain at a regular.
I mean, I don't
Schedule?
mind the rain, to be honest, but it has just rained constantly for about 2 months now.
We
It's getting a
had
bit boring.
there's a city in Norway, and it's in the top three of the most beautiful cities, but it's on the west coast, and it's right on the seaside, and it's backed up by high mountains, and that means that every time weather comes in from the west, they hit the mountains, and then every cloud and whatever is pushed up until the limit where they can't hold the water anymore, and it comes down as rain. So it's known as the most rainy city, and of course the people living there, they need to find a delusion to justify still staying there. So they said that yeah, when God created the man and earth, He created this place last, and yeah, this is so beautiful. We need to wash every day to make it clean and pretty. And then I remember that it was the last year I was at university. I was in a city called Ålesund, which is a bit further north, and we actually beat them on the number of rainy days in a year. And we had, I don't remember what the final count was, but I remember it was over 180 days in a row with
That's a
rain.
bit much.
That's a lot of
That
rain.
was very much. And it was like, I'm used to the rain because I'm from the West Coast, but even I like this, it kind of feels depressing now. And I'm a student on limited funds, so it's, I can't afford all this beer to compensate.
Yeah. It does get a little tedious, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about the cold. Because I can't remember when we last had minus degrees for days in a row for this long, for months, for a month at least. It feels.
No, that's the same. I mean, we had a short stint with like minus 17, and then it got hotter again. But now we have had like 3, maybe 4 weeks in a row where it's been like a steady -5, -6, and it's not too bad. But when you have it consecutively for so long time, it really gets into the ground and into the wall. So on Saturday, when I bought the IKEA cabinet, I brought it downstairs in the cellar. All right, I'll put on the heat, and this doesn't work. So I got another heater. So I had 2 heaters running in a small room, and it does not get hot because the cold is in the walls. So I
Yeah.
ended up sitting in front of them assembling the cabinet because it is warm right in front of the heaters, but still it did not do anything to the room itself. So
Or
yeah.
what's worse is when it's really cold and damp and you try and warm it up. And, you're sat in front of the thing and it's just all this is doing is just moving very moist, warm air at me. So I'm still
Moist.
cold on one side, but now I'm also slightly damp as well.
It's like the world is farting in your direction.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
The
And that's
heavy
the thing,
breathing.
though. I mean, behind the room where I'm sitting now, we have the washroom, and of course, you have an extractor fan there. So if you're running we have like a condensating dryer, which preferably, at least in the wintertime, we would have the fan running because the humidity gets kind of high. But that means that all the air that it then moves out, it needs to replace. And we are living in a house from the 60s, so it's not airtight by any means. And I mean, if it were, then you just create a vacuum. So what it does, it ejects the moist air, which is nice, but it replaces it instantly with like -6 degree air. So you can have as much heat on as you want, but when you have like a constant draft of minus degrees coming in at one end of the house before it exits on the other, it's yeah, you would like to stay upstairs.
Fun times.
Joys.
Super fun.
So in other words, am I looking forward to the summer? Yes.
Very much so.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I just take springtime at this point. Because if the summer's going to be anything like it was in the last few years, then yeah, it'll be quite pleasant, and then it'll just be insufferably hot for about 2 weeks. Probably the 2 weeks that I'm not at work, which is kind of good, but then also kind of bad because then you have to work in really, really hot conditions. In last year, my office got to 42 degrees.
That's not nice.
No, no, it is not. And there's no legal upper temperature where you can legitimately say it's too hot, we're downing tools. If the office, not that it ever would, if the building dips below -2, you can go home.
This resurfaced a few years ago, and I'm like, oh, is that still a thing? Because I remember when I went to school decades ago, and someone said, "Why do we need to be in school when it's so hot?" Because in Africa, they get to go home when it's above 30, and that happens very seldom in Norway. But when it happens, it feels like someone is slowly strangling you. And then it turns out it was true, actually. In a lot of African countries, they have a threshold. If it gets too hot, they just send the pupils home. And then it's like the reverse. Yeah, but they get it in Africa. Why should we get it? So it was like a reverse. We felt like the underdeveloped countries.
But Phil, don't you have any server rooms or something like that that needs cooling?
Yeah, we do have air conditioning in the switch rooms, but
Yeah, but that would definitely need some upgrading and service during those weeks.
well, it would. But the thing that is horrible about air conditioning is that you can go into an air conditioned room and it'll be lovely and cool. But at some point, you have to leave that air conditioned room and be hit by the wall of 40-degree humid air, which is even worse. So it's just impossible. Just impossible. Britain, it pisses down for 6 months and then it's just intolerably warm for 6 months.
But I mean, don't you have like annual maintenance intervals on your server park? Because I mean, to remember that it's usually in the summertime when at least in educational institutions when the pupils are away on holiday and everything, and there's a lot of or there are less people in because the teachers are on holidays and whatnot, then you have maintenance, and then you usually have some like a fortnight maintenance program that needs to be run on the servers, and then you have to be in the server room hardwired with your laptop into one of the switches in the rack, and then you have to stay there. You can't just leave it because it's hardwired. You can't remotely operate it because it's critical infrastructure.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Well,
safe to do it online.
yeah. Unfortunately, that all that sort of McGovernry is a different arm of
Oh
the
no.
department. No, I'm very much of the plug monkey. It plugs things in. It moves things around. I do some of the management side of stuff, but it's more sort of like just more day-to-day desktop shenanigans than actual sitting in server rooms, configuring stuff, doing network stuff, the
But
dark arts.
it's interesting to learn about that the evolution within tech, because at some early stage it was just like software hardware. So if you were into software, you were doing programming and making Windows software in Visual, and then the rest were putting cards into cabinets and resetting and starting it all over again. That was the main two directions. But now I've seen on the software side, they're like, yes, now you have UI and IU and whatnot, and user interface, and someone is back end and front end, and it sounds very much like porn references I've never gotten into experiencing. And then you got the hardware side, and of course, then as I'm learning now, you have the server room maintenance guys, which get the benefits of air conditioning, and then you're a plug monkey, and then is that different from the people just resetting and starting it again? Is that a separate niche branch? So if anyone has problem, all right, we send a resetter. What's the latest news in the demographic of the IT world? What is the
Well, that may be true in larger institutions, but we're a very very small team considering the size of our institution. For the non-infrastructure side of I think I can't remember, we've got about 1,500 staff and about 10,000 students. Obviously not all at the same time in one day, but that's either on one of the campuses, or online courses, or distance learning and all that sort of stuff. And actual IT technicians, of which I am one, there's 12 of us spread across 3 campuses. So there's not a lot. We're always very busy.
So you more or less have 1,000 persons per technician, and if something breaks down 10% of the time, that's 100 people needing you.
Yeah. It can feel like that. And some days it's very quiet, and some days it's absolute pandemonium.
Yeah. Especially when some update has been pushed out or something like that.
Yeah. Especially if and obviously, I look after all the Macs. That's my area of speciality. So obviously they never go wrong, of course.
Of course.
They do. But not as much as the PCs. But I think that's probably just a numbers game. We've got an awful lot of PCs. And we've got a lot of Macs as well, but more PCs.
I mean, it is a lot easier for the Mac community, because I mean, if you only have one company building everything making everything under one roof, so to say, it's so much easier than the free for all that is the PC world. I mean, that's the same with Android phones and iPhones.
No.
I mean, when you see we're gonna make this program for iPhone, okay, it's these 3 versions. Now we're gonna do it for Android. It's 300 versions instead.
Yep.
You have to test it.
Vertical integration. We make everything. We make the hardware, we make the software, we sell you the stuff. And we'll sell you all the tools to manage it. And generally, it works incredibly well. Normally, where things go horribly wrong is with third-party software. Mostly Microsoft and Adobe software.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to let the bloody cat in. Hang on.
He's so whipped by that cat.
Yeah. I mean, cat people usually are.
Yeah.
Probably in that cat together, because I do hate that cat, but I keep it fed, and whenever she shows any sign of discomfort, I'm like, all right, what can I do to please you? So
yeah, but isn't it that cats, don't they spread a bug that makes you like cats, or is that just a rumor online? There's some kind of brainworm that they spread, and
it might be a rumor online, but luckily our cat didn't get it, and I'm not gonna give her access to a computer if that's out there.
Confounded beast, and now it's just looking at the door, wanting to go out. You can stay there.
I'm so happy to be allergic, because otherwise my kids would want at least a cat.
Yeah, it's weird that I'm allergic to dogs, but not all of them, and it is it's something in the fur, but you can have two different dogs. It can be a golden retrievers. I'm usually allergic to, but we've had a husky, which has a like still long furry animal. But yeah, that's perfectly fine. So I haven't
It
looked.
can also be the sex of the animal as well. It's like if you got some people are like just allergic to male cats, but not female cats.
I thought you were saying that he was allergic to having sex with an animal.
Yeah.
No. Talking more pheromones, not bestiality.
Yeah, but anyhow, we got our last dog. It was we got it from a company that well, it's an adoption agency for dogs. Um, so we got an old dog, and we got lucky. She was properly trained by someone who really knew dogs, but he had a back issue that he couldn't take care of her anymore, and then we took her on, and it just a very symbolic price that you pay to the institution, and it goes to buying food and everything for the dogs that they have in a pound at any given time. And of course, the kids are nagging. All right, we would like a dog again. We would like a dog again. And a couple of years ago, and I just said, all right, you're not getting a dog at least until you're 8, and you can prove that you can walk it and take care of it. And the only thing they took from that, oh, when I'm 8, we're getting a dog. And she's 7.5 now, so we all know where this is going. We're half year away from like, but you promised us a dog. You promised us a dog. We want a dog now. And they kind of forgot about it. And of course, I was bored here the other night, so I went to the web page of the company that we got our previous dog and just scrolled through to look. All right, what do they have now? And one of my daughter just peeked over my shoulder and, what's that? Oh, that's dogs from the place where we got our last dog. Oh, that is cute, and that is cute. And I don't know what got into me, but I caught myself after I've uttered the word. But I just in slow motion I could hear myself saying, and yeah, and the best is they are free. Why did I say that? I don't know, but my daughter's like, what are all these dogs free up for grabs? So I can have that one. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that one, and
It's
that
for
one, and that
free.
one.
So we can get that one. And of course, kids can instantly fall in love with something very
Yep.
deeply, very intensely. So she saw the first dog on the list, instantly fell in love with it, and then realized it's free, it's up for grabs, nobody wants it, and all the emotions, and we need to get that dog now. I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah, but then it might be given away tomorrow, but then we'll never get that dog. And like, and when a 7-year-old gives you the puppy eyes and her voice starts to break, your heart is breaking with it. But it's like, and you have to be the monster. Yeah, but you're not 8 years old yet. And then, of course, why did I say that? Because so when I'm 8, I'm getting a dog. No, that's not. You need to be 8, and then you have to prove that you are. And then, of course, she start calling you on your bullshit. But how can I prove to you that I can take care of a dog when we're not having a dog? Touche.
Yeah, that's
Touche.
the
And
hard
then,
thing with raising a smart kid.
Yeah,
she's got a handle on you with that one.
exactly. It's like, fuck. Then can I have a timeout to think about it? But no, they don't give you timeout. They are pushing you. It's like the headmaster trying to get to the bottom of whatever fireworks were launched in. Yeah, like they're really pushing you to make you break.
The only way for you to win this is stop talking, and we know that you can't do that.
No, even with my foot in my mouth, I will keep talking. That's a fact of life.
I saw a photograph once of a sign that was up in a shop somewhere. Obviously, that had problems with kids misbehaving. And the traditional routes of, please keep your children under control, blah, 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 is not working. So the sign just said, if we find any children misbehaving on our premises, they'll be given 2 double espressos
A free
And a
puppy.
kitten.
Yeah.
Highly caffeinated 7-year-old who's just been given a free kitten. There we go.
That's
Deal with that.
and
I'd
that's
rather not. Thank you.
of course at least we the parents, we like to think that we're smarter than them. So we want a new dog. So we know that when the kids are nagging on about getting a dog, at some point we know we will give in to it, right? And then yes, they will walk the dog for a couple of weeks, and then the interest will wear off, and we're back to walking the dog. But then we already know that's going to be the reality. So it is a bit of a game. But I must say, even though I delivered my car today and I was still like desperately vacuuming the last piece out, you can't get the last pieces of dog hairs out, no matter what you do. And of course, the new car has even smaller boot, and at some point we want a dog again, and I fully enjoy it. But it is a hassle when you have kids as well, because you can't leave it. You need to bring it everywhere, and twice a year it's filling everything with dog hairs. And of course, if you need to go anywhere, you need to break it. And of course, if it's left in the car, it stinks of dog and breath. And I've just realized that it's the last couple of years without a dog has been magnificent. I still miss a dog, but I'm not sure if I miss it enough that I enjoy the things that don't come with dog. But of course, the kids are gonna nag until we get a dog again. I realize that, but yeah.
Sounds like you would like a close family member to have a dog that you can dog sit from time to time.
You know, I said that at some point. I like, all right, but your aunt has a dog that you like to walk when you're visiting. So talk to her, and then you can lend it for a week just to see how it is to have a dog. That was my response to but how can we
Mm.
show that we are good with a dog if we don't have a dog issue? But it's kind of stranded, and it's a bit of a neurotic dog, and I really don't want to have it in our house because it's chewing on anything that looks like it's a round ball, and yeah, no. So what I've learned is I should stop watching at free dogs online while the kids are awake.
Yeah,
That's the
that was your
first.
first mistake.
Yeah.
What you really need is some sort of dog rental service. Rent a hound, and then you can just have your dog fix, and then just when you're done with it, hand it back like a rental car.
I see the sentiment there, but the problem is, and I have to be honest with not only you but also myself, is that once we get a dog, it is between half an hour and 2 hours. That's a time window, and after that, I'm emotionally connected to that animal, so I would struggle giving it back. And of course, the kids know this; they can smell it. I'm weak, and they are going to exploit it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll need it. I need more than luck. So yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, there we go then.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Cats and dogs. Can't live with them. Can't live with them.
Perfect way to end a half pint. Good night, evening, afternoon,
Yeah.
morning, whatever.
Good day.
Good. Next week, same time, same people, same rubbish.
Maybe.
Maybe other people.
Maybe
Maybe other rubbish.
exactly. Other people, more people. Other rubbish, more rubbish.
Probably more rubbish.
Yeah, probably. But tune in to find out.
Less rubbish if we can all be bothered to turn up.
No promises.
How to improve the podcast? Not turn up.
It's a 33% improvement on last week.